Welcome to the full moon lunar eclipse talk and meditation. I said I've got 18 down on the list, but there's only 3 of you there at the minute. But we'll start. So we'll talk about the full moon and the importance. Also with regard to the waning moon and its importance. About the lunar eclipse in conjunction with the full moon. 10 things you should and shouldn't do during a full moon. How to use the full moon. A brief month ahead, well, 2 week stroke, a month ahead, general Moonology reading, which is more to do, not individual for anyone, it is the energies in general. Then we'll talk about journaling, then meditation, and lastly, the star signs and the effect that the full moon has on star signs. So now, a couple of you were definitely on the new moon, so you've learned a lot about the new moon and the waxing. So the full moon and the importance. So I'll try to let you know everything you need to with regard to the full moon, how to harness the powerful energy from down here on the solid ground. I'm sure all of you know full moons happen once a month when the sun's rays fully illuminate the surface of the moon. The moon has no light of its own, and when the moon is shining at its brightest and fullest, we're receiving maximum light and vitality as the sun's rays bounce off the lunar surface. So while the energy of a full moon lasts, some would say 2 days before and 2 days after the lunation. Others would say 3 days before and 3 days after. The moon is technically only full for a moment. So when the sun and the moon are directly opposite each other in the sky and on the zodiac wheel. Humans in general have been living with the lunar cycles for centuries. In our modern world, connecting to these energies can give us a sense of grounding and synergy with the earth and the cosmos. In the modern time, most people don't connect with the moon as they used to. So I know that you'd learn that while the new moon is a time to set intentions for the future and launch new projects, it's often mistaken that it's actually the time to do that for the full moon. But the full moon is a time of culmination and fruition. Starting with the dark phase of the new moon, the lunar surface gathers light over a 2 week period, then manifests as a full moon, which is what we spoke about in detail last time. So when the moon is completely full, it's a spiritual and energetic pinnacle of whatever you started with the new moon. When the sun and the moon united as the new moon, that's where you started to manifest everything that you journaled last time. So now we've gone through the waxing stage, which is the increase towards the full light. So the energy is built, and we've collected information. And you'll remember that the waxing moon means a forward-moving energy and momentum that's great for building things, working towards a goal, or bringing the first phases of projects to fruition. But now the full moon's arrived, and the waning starts, it's going to decrease in its energy. So the waning moon phase will begin. And as the moon wanes and the light starts to dwindle, we can begin to release what's no longer working for us. So it's a great time to reflect on what you've built during the waxing phase while shedding anything that doesn't feel right. As the moon wanes, we can tie up any loose ends and say goodbye to what's not serving our highest goals, our highest mission. And 4 to 6 times a year, the new and full moons are also eclipses. So we've had a powerful stage now. We had a solar eclipse at the start of this cycle with the new moon. And now we have a lunar eclipse with the full moon. So that magnifies the energy. So eclipses themselves are agents of change and growth, often prompting sudden turning points in our lives, where we may have been sort of procrastinating or avoiding a decision. The eclipses reveal that and can force our hands. In fact, their energies can play out for several months. Solar eclipses happen at the new moon, when from our vantage point, the moon appears to cover the sun, either partially or fully. And lunar eclipses fall at the full moon when the Earth stands directly between the moon and the sun, casting a palette of red, brown and black shadows on the moon. In essence, eclipses are intensified new and full moons that force us to level up our game. So turning to the spiritual meaning of the moon phases to connect to the rhythms and cycles outside of the frantic pace of modern living. As life moves increasingly online away from nature, it's become more important to turn to the spiritual meaning of the moon phases as a way to connect to the rhythms and cycles outside of the often frantic pace of modern living. It's easy to become unmoored in an era of Zoom meetings, remote work, Facebook, the constant onslaught of social media. Tapping into the cycles of nature can be a potent reminder that there are powerful forces that continue on, even as change swirls around you. So if you live in a city, it can feel difficult to feel that connection, but the moon is always in the sky. To turn to the spiritual meaning of the moon phases as a source of connection to something deeper can benefit each and every one. Each moon phase brings its own spiritual meaning and the opportunity to create rituals, if you want to use that word, or practices that harness the energy of that unique phase. So the full moon is all about savouring your life. There's a kind of radiant glory in the full moon, showiest of the phases. It's likely the moon phase that is most known for having a spiritual meaning. But it should be considered a time to celebrate and savour everything you've created with the waxing moon. You might find that the full moon brings a feeling of intensity, and you might notice you are more emotionally reactive and overwhelmed during this point in the lunar cycle, which I will cover a little bit more. Obviously, the moon, it influences the tide, and we're 70% water, so it does influence us. I've lost where I am now from my notes. So the full moon, it is a potent time. Spending some time or creating some time to celebrate the small and large ways you are grateful for what is in your life right now is important. Letting your celebration take a form that supports you just as you are, not trying to change you. That might mean getting a massage, having a party, or going for that hike that you've been wanting to go on, possibly under the full moon with friends. So letting the creative inherent in the phase light the spark inside of us for us to reflect back on what we've created so far. Time for releasing what is no longer in alignment and forgiving anything that we're holding on to. This will set the stage for the next lunar phase. So the waning moon is all about letting go. We've brought it up to the peak now of the full moon, and the waning moon, as it decreases its energy, is about letting go. To restore balance. So as the cycle of the moon continues and the light begins to dim, there can be a sense of letting down, of letting go. In this energy, it's important to stay strong in your resolve to do the steps that lead you towards what you really want in your life, and also to fully release what is no longer serving you. So it's time to bring the energy of completion to all your tasks. Clean up all your spaces, release what needs to go, and organise what will stay. Make some time to offer your support to someone in your life or in your community. Recognise how and what seems small to you could make a profound difference to someone else. So using the waning moon phase to refine what you want, clarify and complete the tasks at hand, and get consistent with those habits that build your resilience. They'll be incredibly valuable as the lunar cycle begins again. on the new moon. So the lunar eclipse, just to give you a bit of a definition of exactly what the lunar eclipse is. The moon entering the shadow of the earth opposite the sun, so that the earth's shadow sweeps over the moon's surface. An eclipse of the moon can be seen under similar conditions at all places on earth where the moon is above the horizon. Lunar eclipses occur only at full moons and do not occur every month because the plane of the moon's orbit is inclined to that of the Earth's orbit around the sun, the ecliptic, by about 5 degrees. Therefore, most new and full moons, Earth and the sun and the moon are not in a straight line. So they have to be in a straight line in order to get an eclipse. But there's various phenomena. I know you'd learned last time about the annular eclipses with regard to solar eclipses. But this time it is the lunar eclipse. So although the Earth will get between the sun and the moon will darken, but it'll only be very temporarily. So during this time, the moon isn't usually completely dark. Part of the sunlight is penetrating as the Earth's moving. But it'll often appear red. I'm trying to decide how deep to go into this with you. See, if you wanted to know about the colour, the meteorological conditions on Earth strongly affect the amount and colour of light that can penetrate the atmosphere. So generally, the totally eclipsed moon is clearly visible and has a reddish-brown, coppery colour, but the brightness varies strongly from one eclipse to another. So the dimming of the moon's illumination by the penumbra, which is the partial shadow, is so slight as to be scarcely noticeable, and penumbral eclipses are rarely watched. So when the border between the umbra and the penumbra is visible on the moon, the border is seen to be part of a circle, the projection of the circumference of the Earth. That is direct proof of the spherical shape of Earth, which was discovered, they say, by the ancient Greeks, but I would have said a long time before that. So really, that is one big proof for anyone with the flat Earth views. So I wouldn't have the spherical shape overlaying. So when there is a lunar eclipse, the surface of the moon cools at a rate dependent on the constitution of the lunar soil, which is not everywhere the same. So many spots on the moon sometimes remain brighter than their surroundings during totality, particularly in their outer part of infrared radiation, possibly because the heat conductivity is less, but the cause is not fully understood yet. But to really get the benefit of a lunar eclipse, it's worth watching back on time lapse, which obviously the observatories do record it. In case you're curious, in most calendar years, there are 2 lunar eclipses. In some years, there's 1, some years there's 3, and sometimes there's none. But typically, there's 2. So if there's a cloudless sky, you should be able to see the eclipse taking place. Typically, if you want to look at an 18-year period, there'll be 19 or 20 lunar eclipses, which 3 or 4 will be total eclipses, 6 or 7 partial eclipses, but you're not likely to get all of them visible. For the lunar eclipses, in conjunction with the new moon, like I've said, it increases the power. And tonight, the skies will be graced with a Taurus full moon, paired with the lunar eclipse. And it has profound spiritual and astrological significance. So let's say the dance of the celestial bodies weaves an ethereal tapestry of understanding, mystery and wonder. So among the vast expanse of stars and planets, the moon has always held a special place in people's hearts and minds. Its phases, particularly the full moon, is particularly focused on. And it's long been associated with growth, culmination and introspection. Except for most people miss the introspection nowadays. So when a full moon is accompanied by a lunar eclipse, the energy is amplified. But we will go uncover the layers of meaning and opportunity as we delve deeper into the spiritual and astrological aspects of this occurrence. So whether you're an astrology fan or looking for spiritual growth, this Taurus full moon and lunar eclipse provides a unique opportunity to reflect, reset and rejuvenate. So what does it actually have in store for us? So the spiritual meaning of the Taurus full moon. It's the movement of the celestial bodies. It frequently carries profound spiritual and astrological significance. There's an unmistakable energy in the air at present as the skies prepare for the Taurus full moon, paired with the lunar eclipse. A kind of cosmic electricity that we, as earthbound beings, can deeply resonate with. It affects us even if we're not expecting it to affect us, and lots of you will have probably felt, especially in the last 7 days, quite a mix of emotions. I've got spirit coming by the side of me. My daughter has, I've just heard. Perhaps to Lorraine's dad. So there's unmistakable energy in the air as the skies prepare, like I said, for this Taurus full moon. And as it's paired with the lunar eclipse, it is electrical. Now Taurus, the sign, it's ruled by Venus. It's deeply linked to the material realm and our earthly desires. It symbolises nature's grounding forces, the sensuality of touch and a fierce loyalty to one's values. In this sign, the full moon, which is always a time of culmination and revelation, illuminates our relationships with the tangible. It's about appreciating the beauty in life, appreciating our senses and appreciating the value of stability. But of course, if it's got that great power, there'll always be some sort of negative influence that will try to knock us off of that path and understanding. So the lunar eclipse, it heightens the intensity of this event. They're like astrological portals, nurturing change. They function as cosmic reset buttons, frequently bringing about abrupt changes, closing old chapters and drawing attention to areas of our lives that require attention. Taurus lunar eclipse prompts us to reconsider our material and spiritual values. Do they agree with one another? Are we respecting our true desires as well as the world around us? So it really is a calling with those combined energies to find a balance between the physical and the ethereal. It's a powerful reminder that while we live on this material plane, embracing and enjoying its offerings, we must also maintain our spiritual essence. The eclipse encourages us to let go of any attachments that are impeding our spiritual growth. So it's about taking a moment to reflect as we gaze up at the moonlit sky. What do we have that no longer serves? So what no longer serves our higher self? So it's a reminder to realign and find that beauty in everyday life. So it's important, and as a reminder, for us to value both the earth's tangible gifts and the soul's intangible treasures. So there's no point arguing with the energies that come around. It's allowing the Taurus full moon, combined with the transformative energy of the lunar eclipse, to guide us towards a harmonious alignment of body, mind, and spirit in the cosmic dance. So you can kind of see it as like a beauty of celestial ballet, unfolds profound insights. And the eclipses are in principle dancers. They gently but firmly nudge us towards revealing our true essence and aligning with the cosmic journey our soul has charted. Consider them cosmic springboards, as long as we use them in that way, propelling us to the higher levels of understanding and the next stages of our spiritual evolution. So it's a culmination of a cycle. But like I said, it's an extremely powerful cycle at the moment because of what started with the new moon, which was present with the solar eclipse. So if there's a chapter in your life that needs to be closed, or a story that needs to be finished, the energy surrounding this eclipse provides the ideal opportunity for decisive action. But deeper, looking a little deeper into this, there is some more celestial drama because Pluto, often referred to as the Lord of the Underworld, takes centre stage during this full moon eclipse. Pluto's resonance is unmistakably vibrant, giving its reign over Scorpio in the current unfolding of Scorpio season. So Pluto and its astrological counterpart, Scorpio, are both associated with the profound themes of death and rebirth, putting one to an end, and then a restart. And the Pleiades constellation, another emblem of this eternal cycle, proudly parades across the night sky, amplifying this motive. If you wanted to look at Mars and Mercury, they appear to be dancing in unison, igniting the skies with the possibility of passionate debates, brisk exchanges, and the occasional slip of the tongue. And of course, the magnification of the eclipse can fan these flames, urging us to tread lightly and carefully, choose our words. The key to dealing with hypersensitive people is to embrace gentleness and patience. So during this eclipse, Jupiter and the grand planet of amplification also shines brightly, has the potential to magnify our perceptions and emotions, sometimes to the point of distortion. Although it's easy to get lost in Jupiter's vastness, its true gift is its ability to elevate our perspective. It encourages us to take a broader, more expansive view, one in which revelations emerge and previously unseen connections become clear. So as this Taurus Scorpio eclipse chapter nears its conclusion, consider it a rite of passage in our spiritual journey. We've all matured, overcome obstacles and ascended. It's a collective leap into new realms of comprehension, a testament to our ever-changing cosmic dance. So we can use these powers of the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse now because it's a true amplification of its power and significance. So it's kind of could be seen as a cosmic game changer. And when combined, they pack a powerful punch. So we will be looking at how you harness this power. Just an overview of that. You'll be grounding yourself in the material world. Making sure you've got your stability, sensuality, and material comforts around you. So it is about grounding ourselves, finding stability, and appreciating the physical world. Enjoying nature, treating ourselves, pampering ourselves, feeling the earth beneath our feet and reminding ourselves of our blessings. It's also a time of embracing slow and steady progress, teaching us to be patient and trusting that our efforts will bear fruit in time. It's time for considering our long-term objectives and taking small, steady steps towards them. It's not about the rush, it's about long-term accomplishments. It's reevaluating our values. And eclipses are generally known to bring about unexpected insights and shifts. The lunar eclipse in Taurus may cause you to reconsider what is truly important to you and living your life in accordance with your core values. What material possessions, habits, or beliefs might you need to let go of in order to be more authentic? And it can also extremely help with our intuition. Eclipse's mystical energy combined with the full moon's illumination can heighten our intuition. So definitely meditating under the moonlight and focusing on our dreams helps us take note of the subtle nudges and inner wisdom that emerge. But ultimately, I'd say be prepared for surprises. Eclipses frequently reveal hidden truths on both a personal and collective level. Keep an open heart and mind and welcome any clarity that comes your way as a result of this Taurus full moon lunar eclipse. So really, tonight is a watershed moment in our astrological journey. But you can fully engage with this powerful celestial event, okay? And we will do that this evening. But generally, you'll need to be patient. You'll need to reassess your values, listen to your intuition, and embrace the unknown. Remember that the universe is always working for your best interests. Trust the process, embrace the moon's magic. Any questions at all there? For a moment, before I go on to the 10 things you should and shouldn't do during the full moon. Oh, got a pen. So then, every 28 to 30 days, the universe and the moon invite us to pause and ask ourselves what we're manifesting into our lives. Since so much of what we pull to ourselves is unconscious, it might catch us a little bit by surprise. But most often, these accumulations appear during each month's full moon. We've rounded up some full moon rituals here that are bound to help you make the most of this cosmic energy. So I will go through these with you. The 7 full moon rituals that are good to perform. Cleansing your space. Charging your crystals. Meditating. Because the full moon is a massive amount of energy. As we said, it moves oceans. We're 70% water. So it does a lot for us. But releasing energy. Could be by dancing. Letting go of emotional baggage. But extremely important, checking our to-do list. But also for chilling out. Getting ready for that dimming of energy. And a lot of us don't like sitting our butts down and relaxing. But at full moon is the best time to do it. See, that's the best way for us to really see and understand what the universe is trying to tell us. Trusting the process and knowing that we're on a path to exactly where we need to be. The 3 things that we definitely shouldn't do during a full moon is start something new. It's great for giving up something, but not starting something new. Really keeping an eye on our reactions. It's definitely not the time for overreacting. It's only make whatever we're experiencing more intense. Might accidentally spark something we didn't intend with another person. So sometimes people tend to go a little bonkers just because they don't understand the nature of the moon and the messages. Since you know, you can go sit in a corner until you calm down and then approach whatever you need to deal with calmly. But also, it's not a time for making rash decisions. Overreacting. Rash decision making. You want to be aware of this. So when you're in your corner calming down, try not to fixate or get overly attached with any overly emotional decisions. Give the full moon a few days to fully express itself before making any major decisions, especially ones you can't take back. So using the full moon So just to recap, the full moon has captivated and inspired humans from kind of before time, so to speak. What does it exactly represent on a spiritual level? So we'll try to answer questions you might not even know you've got. How what the full moon means spiritually and how full moon energy might impact your emotions and behaviour. But I'll also talk about how to harness the power of the full moon through a few simple methods that you can do to make the most of this special time each month. So spiritually, the full moon symbolises deep emotion, completion and spiritual growth. Emotions can be extreme during the full moon, and full moon energy can manifest in different ways. You may feel creative, anxious, sensitive or exhausted. When the full moon is full, focus on celebrating what you've accomplished, feeling grateful for the good things in life and letting go of things that don't serve you, which is just recapping on what I've already said. So what does the moon symbolise spiritually? The full moon symbolises a time of release and completion. It's the end of the monthly moon cycle. And it reflects something similar in a spiritual sense. It's the culmination of positive energy after a period of work or effort, which I know you'll understand those that were on the new moon talk. Full moon is the perfect time to look back on what you've accomplished during the past month and enjoy the fruits of your labour. So it's a perfect time to let go of things that no longer serve you, as I've said, so you can start the next month afresh. So, for instance, you might release a small grudge against a co-worker or family member, or forgive yourself for not meeting a personal goal during the previous month. But it does also represent emotional and spiritual growth. The moon is connected to all. It really is. All things emotional, and represents the deepest parts of ourselves, our spiritual nature and subconscious mind. So on a spiritual level, your intuition, creativity and emotions are generally running hot during a full moon. Emotions that come to surface can provide a lot of insight since they reflect what you're dealing with spiritually. Full moon has specific meanings in astrology too. It symbolises emotions. The nature of all things and the feminine energies. So generally, the effects of the full moon energy, emotions feel unusually extreme during the full moon. Full moon energy can manifest in the body in different ways. You may feel extra creative, like I said, anxious, sensitive, or even exhausted. All of these feelings are normal. Try to gently remind yourself that any extreme emotions you're experiencing will pass. Full moon is the perfect time to sit with whatever emotions come to the surface. They're a reflection of what you're currently experiencing on a spiritual level. Often the full moon energy can make it difficult to sleep for a lot of people, or to sleep soundly. The moon is powerful enough to, like I said, to affect the ocean's tides, so it makes sense that it also affects human beings on a deeper level too. Research indicates that our natural circadian rhythms may somehow be in tune with the phases of the lunar cycle. So when the moon is shining bright in the sky, people tend to go to sleep later and sleep less than when the moon's light is waning. If you have trouble sleeping during a full moon, create a nighttime ritual to help you relax before bed. Gentle stretches, drinking a warm mug of herbal tea, or taking a soothing bath are all great options. Like I said, it varies on opinion, but I would normally say the full moon energy starts 3 days before and lasts 3 days after the full moon. See, scientifically speaking, the moon is only 100% illuminated for an instant when the sun and the moon are exactly opposite one another. So the full moon energy builds up all month, and it generally lasts for about 3 days before and after the moon peaks in the sky. If you want to harness the full moon energy for manifesting, aim to do it during the 6-day period. So what do you really want to do during the full moon cycle? It'll be starting to set your intentions for the coming month. Reflecting on the past month, did you accomplish your goals or get close? What worked, what didn't? which relationships lifted you up, which ones dragged you down. And based on your reflections, start crafting the intentions you want set for the coming month. So you might recommit yourself to the projects and relationships that are important to you. Give yourself permission to let go of any negative emotions, thoughts, and projects that aren't serving you. But basically, it's to start the new month with positive energy. But a full moon practice or ritual can be anything you want it to be. It can be as elaborate or as simple as you like. If you want something simple, try a hike or a walk under the full moon. Or you can take a purifying bath and just relax in the warm water. No matter what you decide to do, spend a few minutes outside, basking in the moonlight before you begin any of those rituals. Focus on soaking up that positive full moon energy. But it is a great way, even if it's a simple journal. So after soaking up the moonlight, grab your paper and pen and put your experiences into words. You don't need to worry about spelling or grammar, it's for you. Just get the thoughts, ideas and feelings down on the paper. Make note of any specific emotions or physical sensations you felt as well. When we say meditating under the full moon, you don't need to sit out there at this time of year in the cold and sit in your deck chair and be freezing. You're not going to get into a comfy meditation in that way. Some of you might enjoy it, but that's where I'd recommend walking. At least it'll keep you warm if you're going to go do it that way. In the summer, it's a bit different. But meditating under the full moon, you can do inside or by a window. As long as you're focusing on it, its energy pierces everything. It'll come through. It'll come through for you. So don't stress about it. It'll be the meditation for examining your thoughts as objectively as you can, trying to let them go. If you are new to meditation, don't try to meditate for more than 2 to 3 minutes. It's only fine to start small. You can increase how long you meditate over time as you get used to doing it. But do practice gratitude. Spending a few minutes making a list of the things that you're grateful for, which we will go through as we do a journal before we do the meditation. You can write a long form journal or short, a bullet point, whatever you want. The important thing is to write down whatever comes to mind without examining it too closely. And keep going until you naturally run out of things to write down. And take a few minutes to reflect on what you've written. You don't need to push yourself to continue thinking of things you're grateful for. Stop when you're ready. Aim to make this a relaxing and uplifting exercise. So it's about meditating, releasing. It could be like this, holding a moon circle. I said this is generally a moon circle. It's as a group of people together, harnessing the energy of the full moon. Celebrating. Like-minded seekers. Setting intentions. You don't need to share your intentions with others. But in a collective environment, it's going to increase and magnify the power that's already amplified with what's going on in the cosmos. Remember, don't start anything new for the full moon. Don't overwork or overstress. And don't make life-changing decisions. They're the 3 most important things not to do during the full moon. So the month ahead in general. At present, everyone's very close to achieving their goals. Life is bulging with possibilities and it's coming to a peak. But this isn't an ending with a neat yes or no answer. Rather, you're being reminded that some adjustments are required before you can get what you want. Although you're certainly on the right track, which should be reassuring for you. So this does indicate there is a situation that could be a bit tense around. Don't push too hard without a plan. One false move and the whole situation could blow. That's not meant to scare you. It's just to let you know that there is a fuse attached to situations, so be careful when you choose to light it. But ultimately, know you're right on the right track. Good time to review plans. keeping the momentum going as you move towards your dreams, staying focused. It's a great time to start something new. With regards to starting something new, I just said it's more on a plan level, clearing out what would get in the way of that starting the new, so that when the new moon arrives, you can really jump 2-footed in to that something new. It's getting the preparation for that something new if you're wanting to harness the energy of the moon fully. But the challenges around at the moment is we'll often find is people's pride. They can get in the way. So it's definitely a time of stopping letting our pride become an obstacle. We mustn't base our decisions from our ego. Instead, we must do it from our heart. So we need to end the deadlock that's developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to any dilemma. Remember to do as you would want to be done to you by others. This will help you balance your own needs and the people around you. It's help all relationships around you. So be magnificent. The energy you put out comes back. Self-esteem is good, vanity is not. Everyone's equally important. Just follow your ideas and work some magic. You may find that some sort of friendships or relationships may be coming towards an end, or you'll be distancing yourself from. So just as in the past, you've taken time to breathe out, it's definitely a time to continue to breathe out. Time for regrouping, learning from your experiences, rather than forging ahead, checking where you are. Always know that you are where you are, and it's okay. So look where you're standing now and see that there are opportunities ahead. So it's time of avoiding falling into slumps. But it is a time to take some time out to focus on our desires, seeing how far we've met our desires, and praising ourselves. So yes, it might be a period of emotions running high. But it's a good time to ponder how successful something is and has been. The answers are sat right in front of your nose. So a time of being larger than life, being special and bursting with energy that you can tune into and work with. You can expect plenty of good things and positive outcomes. But focus on what you already have has been positive outcome and all those good things that are around you, because like attracts like. So focusing and praising yourself of those things you already have achieved, not focusing on what you wish you'd done, then things to let go of, those thoughts, just focus on what you have achieved, because that will bring even more success into yourself. So always remember, no matter what, the answers you need, they are coming. So speak your truths. Remember that your words have consequences and impact to the listener. Right now you need to guard against a lack of good judgment. The answers you need or seek will come soon. The issues you've been facing are only a few conversations away from being resolved. So extend your energy. That'll always aid you moving forward. And don't get caught in drama. Avoid confrontation. It's good to talk, but be careful that you aren't causing yourself any issues with your words. Words have enormous power. So make sure you create magic and your own reality when you express yourself. So if you do need to have an important conversation and feel like you need to get something off your chest, make sure you stay calm. Make sure you're real and not false. So you might need to laugh off negative situations and just move on. There are bright prospects ahead for you. So you want to be thinking for the next week or two about what moves you could make, what first moves, and what way you could be bold. How you could take matters into your own hands in order to bring more manifestation and more positivity towards yourself. Time of making plans to meet your dreams and stop worrying about your situation. So I thought into being less passive and being more assertive. So you can take charge of your own destiny. Be bold, follow your heart and your emotions. Be time to come into your power. Let's build up so that you can take action, which you know will be on the new moon. So remember, nothing's yet set in stone. It's time of balance. So it may have been a time of high emotions and fiery climaxes. So there could have been a feeling of like a tug of war going on between what you want, what someone or something else wants. But staying where you are would mean you will have to wait a little to see what's going to happen next. Do you need to stay and wait, or can you move forward with your own plans? So it's time for reevaluating. Have you been handling situations as sensitively as you could have done? And if deep down you know you've created a situation partially yourself, then this means you can create your way out of it too, by letting go. So it is like you've come to a peak now with the energies. And it's up to us to get rid of what's no longer serving, to welcome everything else back in. So it definitely is a time of holding our visions of what we want and letting go of any distractions. Before I go into the journal, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the order of what I'd prepared here. And it's quite appropriate for me to talk about the star sign effects. So astrology, sign by sign, a full moon always falls in one specific astrological sign. Every sign carries different energies and themes, and we can use this information to connect us with the cosmos. So I've just gathered some sort of keywords associated with each sign to help you get started basically on your lunar journey. So at present, Aries. Aries is all about fierce individuality, celebrating what we love about ourselves and releasing any negative vibes around our self-image. Taurus this time is the most central of the earth signs, and it's ruled by Venus, planet of love. So it's about taking time to appreciate nature and engaging your senses. Think walking outside barefoot and inhaling the spring air. Gemini, a mutable air sign, is curious and flirty. Chat with your friends and activate your throat chakra. It'll be perfect at this time. Cancer is the moon's home and represents the waters of the womb. Take a bubbling bath, honouring women in your life, and most importantly, nurturing yourself. Leo's love to see and be seen. Connect with your inner lioness and burst out the bling. Wear clothes that make you feel regal and glamorous, and just dance with life. Virgo. They don't really like to make order out of chaos. This is a stellar time to organise your physical and energetic space. Decide what's working for you and what's got to go. Libra is represented by the scale of justice. How are you creating beauty, harmony and balance in your life? What's holding you back from these Libran ideals? Scorpio energy is subterranean, the deepest, darkest, most magical waters. Activating your inner witch on this full moon will benefit you. Sagittarius is the eternal adventurer, and the full moon here, we want you to broaden your horizons, embrace the unknown and try something new. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, planet of discipline and structures. How can you create abundance and growth through embracing structure? Ditch whatever structures aren't working for you. Aquarius is an air sign represented by the water bearer. Confusing, I know. This water is meant to wash away the past and make room for newness. Say goodbye to what needs to get washed away and make space for new opportunities. Pisces, as the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces represents mystical oceanic waters. If you live near the ocean or a large body of water, take a dip. Oh, it's a bit cold for that this time of year. Listen to waves. That will greatly benefit you. So I know I'd spoken about journaling earlier. So you've understood from the new moon, those of you that come onto that the new moon offers the opportunity to set intentions and connect to your deepest desires, whereas the full moon allows you the chance to step back and reflect on all that you've manifested and created during this past lunar cycle. It's likely that you often find yourself in creation mode, working towards your dreams, setting intentions, following your intuition, taking the next step to manifest your desires. Creation is beautiful and exhilarating, but it's important to also take time to pause, reflect, and just be for a little while. So the full moon is the perfect time to embrace the pause as you sink into silence and reflect on all that you've done and accomplished over the past month. So more than anything, the full moon is all about embracing gratitude. Even if you're not where you ultimately wanted to be, you're exactly where you're meant to be at this moment. And that's important to remember. So I think it's extremely important, so I'm going to say that again. So more than anything else, the full moon is all about embracing gratitude. Even if you're not where you ultimately want to be, you're exactly where you're meant to be at this moment. But you need to have gratitude for your journey and how far you've come. Appreciate your own resilience and strength as you've continued on this journey, even when it would have been easy to turn back. Express sincere thankfulness for all that you have and all that's coming. So yeah, your emotions are likely to be amplified. While you're not actively trying to manifest anything new during this time, your heightened feelings can contribute to your overall manifestations in a powerful way. So gratitude and love are the highest vibrations. So as you choose to focus on gratitude, allow the feelings of true appreciation light up every cell of your being. Use positive affirmations rooted in love, joy, peace, and abundance to keep your vibration high. So you may find it called to embrace your inner creativity. It's time to take some time away from work and your never-ending to-do list. Give yourself permission to create simply for the sake of creating, not to be productive, not to accomplish anything, and certainly not because your creations have to be good. Create through the energy of joy, love, and passion. Paint, write, draw, mould, build. Whatever you do, do it because it feels good to you. Allow yourself to remember what it feels like to create something just because. So if you wanted to make a couple of bullet points, the full moon is a profound time to express gratitude. It's a good time to reflect on all that you've created and manifested during the past lunar cycle. Use positive affirmations to keep your vibration high. Express your creativity in a fun way. take a night off from your to-do list to do something that brings you joy, unless your to-do list brings you joy. I've got a capital C, a capital L, capital A, I, R, E, right by the side of that one. Embrace positive feelings and emotions.
Can you just repeat that last one, please, Gavin? I didn't hear the bit.
Yep, take a night off from your to-do list to do something that brings you joy. You meant the next one, didn't you? Embrace positive feelings and emotions. And most importantly, surrender, allow, and just be. So now, on a new bit of paper, you'll create your own journal. I'll give you some prompts. You don't need to write down what I say, but if it prompts you to write something down, write it down. Doesn't matter if it makes total sense in bullet points, whatever you want. But the prompts are for expressing gratitude, reflecting on your life's experiences, and embracing uplifting and creative energy. So during this full moon, it'll help if you're giving yourself time to focus solely on your inner world. So we are journaling now under the full moon. So we're using its energy. If you feel needed to light a candle or something by your side, feel free to do so. But I will just go through some prompts. For instance, like the first one is, what about my life? What am I grateful for right now? So what's in your life at the moment? What are you grateful for right now? One moment. What has happened in the past month that you feel most grateful for? I don't love this next question, this next prompt. What obstacles and challenges have taught me meaningful life lessons recently? What do you appreciate about your own mind, body and spirit? So that was what do you appreciate about your own mind, body and spirit? What positive qualities do you possess that you especially love about yourself? So that was what positive qualities do you possess that you especially love about yourself? Is there anything this time of year that makes you feel most grateful for? What's one of your most favourite memories from the past month? What do you appreciate most about that moment in time? How does abundance show up in your daily life? Even if you're not where you ultimately want to be, in what ways are you exactly where you're meant to be at this moment? So even if you're not where you ultimately want to be, in what ways are you exactly where you're meant to be at this moment? What have you manifested recently? Or what big miracles have shown up for you? What tiny miracles show up in your world every single day? In what way does the universe speak to you? What evidence do you see in your life of the universe always looking out for you? Are there any visible and non-visible signs of the universe's love? What does it mean to you to pause and surrender? To elaborate on that, what does it mean for you to pause and surrender? Why is it important for you to take time to simply pause and just be? 'Perhaps you can think of some ways that you can express your creative energy in a fun and soul-nourishing way. And 3 more jogs. What are 3 to 5 positive affirmations that your soul most needs to hear in this moment? For instance, I am love, I am beautiful. What do I love most about my life right now, exactly as it is? And lastly, what do I love most about myself right now, exactly as I am? So how have you got on there?
Perfect. It fit the page exactly.
Here we go.
Exactly.
Perfect. So that will have got your mind focused in the right direction. If you do want to grab a drink and go to the bathroom, feel free before we move on to the meditation.
Yes, I shall go and powder my nose.
I'm glad to hear that, Jill. Sorry, Alison. Yeah, don't take your headphones with you. This blouse is pretty. and I've already mentioned this anyway, but yeah, there's many sources that say meditating during the full moon is beneficial due to the moon's connection to spiritual practices and its effects on water, which, as we're made up 70% of our bodies from water, that is the reasoning behind. So the meditation that we're going to do should help you harness its magnifying effects for greater spiritual activities and help with purification. So we will tap you into the energetic power of the moon's light and connect you with your more intuitive and unconscious selves. I will release this meditation afterwards. Hopefully this evening, but definitely by tomorrow. So if you wanted to redo it for the remaining 3 days after the full moon, you can repeat the process. You can actually use it at any time if you needed to. All you've got to do is imagine that the moon is full, whether it is or isn't. So the crisp moonlight is something that is said to cleanse the skin, detox the earth, and you should be able to see if you notice the effect from the moon rays, whether they're falling on you or they're coming through your property onto you. But just for the meditation, make sure you're in a nice comfortable position, preferably that you won't be disturbed by anyone or anything for the duration of the meditation, about 20 minutes. As you start to get yourself comfy, just begin to take some long, slow, deep breaths. Some deep breaths in, and as you breathe out, become more relaxed. So a long, slow, deep breath in, breathing out and relaxing. And then close your eyes. Know that whatever you feel during the session is okay for you. So just allow yourself to experience whatever comes, whatever doesn't. So when the moon is full, it is in perfect alignment with the sun, so that it is reflecting a filtered light towards you and all of the earth. Many cultures across all times believe that the full moon each month cleanses all that it touches, and that moonlight is touching you. So allow yourself to become cleansed today, removing any old, stuck negative energies, becoming fresh and renewed for the new month ahead. So become aware, yet comfortable with the space around you. Become aware of your entire body. Feel your body weight as you're sitting or lying. Feel the position of your hands as they rest on you or by your side. Be in the moment and let go of all thoughts. Continue to inhale and exhale while relaxing your face and jaw. As you do so, let your muscles relax and let go of all the worries and tasks that have been holding you down. Focus on being in a present state of mind and placing your trust in the glowing light and powerful energy emanated by the full moon. As you become aware of each body part, look for any specific areas of tension or pain that you may be experiencing. Observe them and continue to breathe. Imagine a powerful white and silver beam shining down on the top of your head. Allow your entire being to become soaked up by the pure and serene energy of this loving moonlight. Enjoy the moonlight. Absorb the moonlight as you relax deeper and deeper. Begin to breathe deeply once more. The slower you inhale, the more fully you can breathe. The slower you exhale, the more relaxed you become. Inhale, cleansing energy. Exhale, relaxing. Inhale, feel the moon beaming above you. Exhale, relax. Inhale, imagine the moon round and full. Exhale, relaxing. Inhale, see the moon shining so brightly that it is almost hard to look at. Exhale into deeper relaxation. Inhale that cleansing energy. Exhale, deep relaxation. Inhale, the full moon beaming, its light above you. Exhale, deep relax. Inhale, again imagining the moon round and full. And exhale, deep relaxing. Inhale, see the moon shining so brightly that it's almost hard to look at. And exhale into even deeper relaxation. The rays of the moon are beginning to cleanse you, starting on the surface of your skin. feeling how impurities and toxins are slowly moving, becoming loose and flowing. The moon is high above you, yet it feels so close. Your skin is being cleansed by the moonlight, dropping all thoughts of any personal problems now. Feel these worries and concerns melting away under the moonlight. Each troublesome thought that arises about your life or your day, give it away to the moonlight, deeply relaxing. Feel the moon gladly taking your troubles away. Use this moment of opportunity under the full moon to let go completely relaxing, deeply relaxing. Now, say in your mind or aloud if you wish, I release you under the light of this sacred and magical full moon. I no longer need what does not serve or empower me. As I release you under the light of this sacred and magical full moon, I no longer need what does not serve or empower me. And imagine all the undesirable things, habits, people, behaviors, and thought patterns disappearing in the full and powerful gleam of the moon. Now, say this in your mind. I release this unworthiness. I release this doubt. I release this fear and anger. I release resentment. I release judgment. I release envy and comparisons. I release relationships that do not serve me. I release toxic people and situations. I release unworthiness. I release doubt. I release fear and anger. I release resentment. I release judgment. I release envy and comparison. I release relationships that do not serve me. I release toxic people and situations. I release unworthiness. I release doubt. I release fear and anger. I release resentment. I release judgment. I release envy and comparisons. I release relationships that do not serve me. I release toxic people and situations. Imagine each of these things being released from your life and getting absorbed by the light of the full moon through its powerful, deep cleansing potential. Feel light and relaxed as you let go. Feel light and deeper relaxation. Your mind is easily clearing out old ways of thinking. This is a magical evening. Enjoy this cleansing process. Feel your body renewing in the full moon. Each tiny cell is in the full process of regeneration. You can feel the old cells being shed, opening space for new cells to flourish. So now allow yourself to release any and all obstacles that have stood in your way. Now is the opportunity under the full moon to let go of any hindrances that have become trapped in your own nature. Feel yourself finally breaking through anything that has held you back. All barriers that you couldn't see over before are crumbling to the ground, freeing you, relaxing you. Imagine the moon shining so brightly above you. Allow for it to open you up on all levels of your awareness, feeling any stagnant energy becoming unstuck. Now you're beginning to clearly see a new vision is coming through, a vision that was once lost. This newfound vision is greater than anything you have ever seen before. What do you see in your pure vision? Do you see yourself accomplishing great things? Perhaps you are fully healthy and vibrant. Making amazing advancements in your career. Having meaningful connections with people who believe in you. Let the magic of the moonlight fill you with new ideas towards a better life. You deserve to let go of the old in order to usher in the new. See the moonlight. See the moon and its giving nature. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, you may open your eyes, glance outside at the moonlight, see the moon. You've been blessed with this cleansing session. The full moon will return for you next month, ready to take away all that holds you back. Breathe in deeply one last time, feeling like a new version of you. Be grateful for all that you are. Hope you've all enjoyed that. It's the first time we've ever seen Alison do a meditation not in bed. Oh, so let me let you unmute.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I felt shattered before I did that. I feel full of energy now. And I'm gonna have a look and see if I can see the moon. I had a lovely vision of myself. Where are you going? Mummy, I'm just looking out the window. It's the morning. I had a vision of myself. I was dancing in the moonlight. I could see the moonlight. Oh, it's behind the cloud over there. As soon as it comes up, I'll be out.
Dancing.
Well, at this end of the cottage, because they'll see us from that end. Yeah, I could see myself. I could see myself dancing, and I was holding my hands up so that if you were on camera, you would think I had the moon in my hand, in my arms.
That's good.
And I seen lots of different. I seen lots of me guides, and at the end, I seen lots of me family's faces coming through.
Lots of what, sorry?
Lots of me families. I seen me dad. I seen me nana. I seen me auntie Dot. I seen me grandma. Their faces.
Good, good. In my belief, it does make the veil thinner as well. The full moon, it raises the energy.
And you know when you said feel it going through your body? You know when they look at things underneath the microscope and they see all the little, say, when they show you all the little bacteria moving around.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying my body's full of bacteria, but I seen my body, everything started to move around like that and change.
Good.
And the pain in my foot's gone.
Good. If you are talking, you've muted yourself.
Yeah, because I've just thought, did you see when I got up to go and look for the moon? I got up, no bother, didn't I, and walked.
Yeah.
Well, normally it takes us, I have to get up, straighten myself, and the first few steps are stiff, and then I can walk. But I just got up there and walked. Did you notice?
And you bent straight over by the window.
I've just clicked. What?
And you bent over at an angle to the window.
Yeah. Julie's alive.
Good. How about you, Lorraine? And Claire, did you go on all right? I hope you've enjoyed it.
We had a bit of an interruption. The dogs decided we were both going to get a toy each. And then Claire was snoring.
You mean she fell asleep?
She did fall asleep, yeah. Pay attention. It was really good. I liked it. Yeah. And I saw like a pink sky with like candy floss clouds, and I was looking down on it.
That's kind of like what the that's kind of like what the full moon, the eclipse would look like with the moon, lunar eclipse.
Okay, that's good. And Claire saw white lights.
Just quite like being after I finished snoring.
Claire saw a lot of Zs.
Yeah.
I was going to unmute, but I didn't want to come out of it.
No, I sort of like shocked myself awake, didn't I?
Yeah. That's lovely though, isn't it? I sent you off quick.
I think she probably needed that little 40 winks.
Yeah, I reckon.
Claire fell asleep.
Well,
Sure.
that's how much it relaxed her.
That's good.
Relaxed her that quick. It's good.
That's good. I hope you enjoyed it as well, Jill. And Neve and Marie. But I will release the section of the meditation anyway. So that should be on YouTube and podcasts later. If all goes well.
That meditation was lovely. I had to be careful because when you go deep, I was saying to me, stay awake. Don't go anywhere.
I have to do
One of these days, I'm going to do the meditation like that, Alice, and then I'm going to say, right, now you're going to quack like a duck. And
yeah, that's what I'm frightened of. I've got to be careful because when I'm out, if like say I'm out and it was like today, we're looking at the sea and Aidan goes, that part there is really deep, and I straight away
and you start yawning.
yes, prick up, I have to stop myself. Oh.
No, I'm glad that was beneficial. Obviously, I will.
It was brilliant. Thank you very much, Gavin.
I will be doing the new moon and the full moon each month. Obviously, I won't need to go into quite so much detail now. I've done the first two of the explanations of the cycles. Anything you want to try?
Thank you, Gavin, for the work you've put into that. That was brilliant. Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
I like 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
No, you're more than welcome.
That was lovely.
Like I said, I will release it as well, so you'll be able to benefit from that.
Yeah, much appreciated.
No, you're more than welcome, and I will be online in a little while. We've got to decide what we're going to have for tea, aren't we?
Claire says she can do that meditation every night.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't fall on the sofa every
I had to
night.
reach for the mute. I had to reach for the mute button bloody quickly. It'll make a great TikTok video. No, it was already muted there.
I know.
Yeah, I feel great. I feel good.
Good.
Yeah.
Well,
Where's your ironing board, Rain?
I shall be back online in about half an hour-ish.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Thank you.
See you all
Thank
soon.
In a
you.
bit.
Yes.
Take care. Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.